there. Hey, good morning, everybody. Good to have you along here today. If you're watching this as a rerun, you can skip ahead 10 minutes until we start the actual radio side of it. There you go. Get all my stuff ready to go here. It's this weekend, I believe. All right. Morning, Waylon. Morning, Josh. Morning, Karen. Good morning, all. I got those printed out here. Morning, Brian Warner. Are you related to any of the Warners up in that Halliday Golden Valley area? Morning, Mike. Magic Mike Wagner. Mike, you should do the dance from the Magic Mike show, the one where you jump up and lay on the ground type thing, as a TikTok for Cave Fire intro, and go from there. I'd like to see you perform that stunt in studio. What the hell is I looking up here? Oh, the candlelight. That'd be under Heidi. Is it I? There it is. Mine are all from the Gladstone. Okay. Just curious. I know there's some Warners up in that area. Cowboys and Candlelight. Where is it? Okay, and then what was the other one that was going on? I got a few events coming up here next week, some bull sales, but Dickinson State University built a new indoor rodeo arena, and their big fundraiser is next Saturday, and all of the rodeo kids wanted to do online ticketing. So they're having a hard time getting some of their longtime sponsors because the longtime sponsors don't do online ticketing. So we're going to attempt to push that a little bit here today and what have you. All right, where are we at here? Good morning. Snowy Mandan got a couple inches last night. B. Blease, good morning. Eric, good morning. We got, I would say, a dusting. Maybe an inch. Maybe not. Dan Brown, good morning. I gotta listen to this here.
If you're in the market for a Red Angus bull with performance, efficiency, and longevity, be sure to check out the 2026 Private Treaty offering from Dry Creek Ranch. Sons of Barons and Bulge are full HXC.
Just Dry Creek, okay. All right, getting my poop in a group here. Station 7 o'clock on mark. All right, 6 inches at the house. It's still snowing. You guys keep it. Okay, you just keep it up there. All right, Jamie, I'm calling you here. Just pulling up your number.
Hello.
Damn, that was quick.
Yo. Yeah, we're just pulling into Minot. So
why not Minot?
Yeah, I ran into. Wow, we left Bismarck. I don't know. It was snowing pretty good there. And by the time we got past Underwood, it started letting up somewhat on mine. I don't even think it snowed up here.
Yeah, there's just a streak here. Let's see what South Dakota. It says Tim, an inch of snow in Lamar County. Well, National Weather said they could get 3 to 7 yet. Okay. Josh, 4.1 in Bismarck.
Yeah.
Window North Bismarck got to be close to 4. Erica down in the Pier area, nothing in Pier yet. Okay.
Nobody gave you any reports from Mercer County?
No
Just to
Mercer
get his
County
fire
yet.
put out?
Waylon Turnus is 6 inches at the house, but he's not even talking about snow. Feel sorry for Kim. He's
That's pretty good. I like that.
Dave says out in Minnesota, snow all day out that way. You guys can keep it. Although I gotta say, man, we need some snow in this country. I was looking at the ground yesterday around the ranch, and we got cracks forming already. It's dry out here.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a little dry out the farm last time I was out a couple of weeks ago, but I'm head out tomorrow morning and see what it's like. Like I said, I haven't talked to anybody or got any texts from up. It looked like they were kind of in the same band that Bismarck was, but we'll see. Nice. There's no wind. Everything came straight down for once instead of having hard drifts everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, man, we got fundraiser tonight. 45-year-old, 46-year-old neighbor got cancer.
Oh, God.
Like, didn't even know it until he went in. He got bunged up last fall on one of the weanings and realized he couldn't, wasn't getting any better on it, So he went in and got checked out, and they were like, yeah, well, this is advanced.
Really?
So I did that a couple weeks ago. I had that little pre-fundraisers, get him some money for tripping back and forth for chemo, and tonight's the big one, and it's going to be a long night. I like over 40-some items to auction off here tonight. Ooh.
Wow. What kind of cancer does he got?
Oh, I heard it was in the blood and then in the brain, and then I don't know. I just I don't ask those questions. I just heard from. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, either way, it's just something you don't want to hear. I don't care what kind it is.
Any kind isn't good, that's for damn sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially in your 40s, for God.
Good grief, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Is he a rancher or what?
Yeah, big one. And all by himself too. I mean, he has a wife, but his wife teaches in Scranton, and yeah, he's got a big spread. Just adjusting over here. Jace's cabins rolling, stepping on a horse first time since September to move pairs. Yeah, that's about what we got too. Jay, it looks about the same.
Are you missing not having cattle then, or not?
Still got 2 cows. So here's the. Yes, I do miss them. Absolutely. I really do. Now, when people are posting tying up the back leg on the heifer because they don't want to accept their calf and are kicking them, and abortions laying on the ground out in the pasture because they slipped on ice and fell, and those type of things I don't miss.
Stay in the middle 2 lanes.
Yeah. Oh, I know you're hearing that once we get on
Siri?
It'll probably be right about when we're going on too.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
I can turn it up and down a little bit. What are you heading to Minot for?
Daughter's got a volleyball tournament up here.
Nice.
Yeah, they had one last week. They did win the losers bracket, but so maybe they can go through the winners bracket this time.
Good.
She's laughing at me.
You know how lucky you are that she has her mom's looks?
Yeah, I know that. Not only that, the IQ as well. So.
Oh, good, good deal.
That was the main thing. Every time we go get the report cards or the report cards, but the
teachers conference, yeah.
And they're great, and they're getting A's and honor roll, and that makes me happier than anything, to be honest with you.
All right, we're up in less than 30. Stand by. I'm going to turn you down there, Jamie. Stations about 20 seconds or so. 20 seconds here on Mark. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Heard all across the Dakota Territory and around the world on YouTube. But, I really appreciate all the stations across the Dakota Territory been sticking with me for so many years. And KGFX down in Pierre, South Dakota, thank you so much. Had a great discussion with a lot of folks from your area all the way over to Sioux Falls in Florida here earlier this week. I was at a NTCA event in Florida and talking about rural broadband and how important it is to states like North and South Dakota. So thank you for all you folks down there. KOLY in Mobridge. You guys cover West River territory, covers everything from there all the way to Hazen. K-Fire 550 in Bismarck, man, and Beck and the rest of the crew. And, of course, at KCJB and Minot SRT and KLTC and Dickinson and 106.9. Thank you to Consolidated Communications in that area, covering the rural broadband across the area, making sure this program gets around what we do. Well, I tell you what, we have a few things going on. Before we get to Jamie here, we got a couple of things. The Rock Lake Booster Club, they're having their coyote hunt and raffle. That was last week. I thought for sure it was this week. Anyway, bull sales coming up. Got plenty of them. The Sorensen Ranch. I'm going to be in Sydney for like a week straight. All right, so Sydney Ranch is going to be having theirs coming up March 4th at Sydney Livestock. The DK Red Angus sale is Saturday, March 7 in Sydney, and the LBS Angus Black Angus sale is going to be March 11 in Sydney as well. So if anybody needs to run to Sydney those 3 days, guess what I'm going to be doing? Now, another event that is my first one that somebody asked me to do is coming up here at Dickinson State University on our great station KLTC covering the show here today. They built a new, they call it the Dale Little Soldier Arena, a new indoor rodeo arena in Dickinson, up for Dickinson State University. And they have an event coming up called Cowboys and Candlelight, Party in the Dirt. It is a formal party in the dirt, March 7. And they got silent auction items, live auction, all kinds of fun stuff. And it's a big fundraiser and a big show off for the new indoor arena. So if you want to go to that, tickets are available. Go to the Cowboys and Candlelight, Dickinson State University, or find Heidi Euchre Schmidt on Facebook. She can take care of all of that as well. All right. Jamie Brecht with Guns in the 701. I thought you were retiring from that thing. What's going on?
I'm not with Guns in the 701. I filled in for Clay yesterday on Todd's show. I'm 701 Nation live stream.
Oh, you're still 701 Nation. You guys confuse me here on all this stuff. Great.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I've had a good time filling in for Clay with Todd yesterday on 550. Yeah.
Oh, good deal. Good deal. So if anybody wants Jamie to do any talk show with you on any of the stations listening here, just get in touch with him.
That's right.
No snow. Gene, the mayor says no snow in Indiana. There's nothing in Pierre, according to Eric. Bismarck's got about 4 inches or so. Mandan 6 inches because they like to brag on that side of the river. Here at the ranch in the Badlands and over all into Ollie, Montana and Carlisle, Montana, we got a dusting here. So that's what's going on here. How you been, Jamie?
Been good. Been pretty good. Just talking before we went live here. Just dropped my daughter and wife and her friend off here for a volleyball tournament in Minot, and just working on the live stream and the podcast and making some videos. And just I'm good till Monday morning, Scott. I actually got to have hernia surgery. I got to get a mesh put in my belly button. So that's not going to be fun. But once that's good to go, I've had it for about, I don't know, probably 6 years, and it started hurting me. So I figured it was about time to get it fixed. Yeah.
Well, I don't think you're out of the ordinary on something like that. I think that's a pretty common for power lifters like yourself. So.
Oh yeah, big husky guys like me, deadlifting about 700 pounds,
7,000. Yeah. I was watching. I don't know if this is true or not, because everything can be AI generated so much right now. Yeah. But I think that the world record was like close to 1,100 pound deadlift.
Man,
could you imagine?
That's unbelievable.
That is a lot of weight.
No, I mean, I grab that bar and try and lift it. Nothing would even move anywhere. And I mean, my spine would probably crack or something. But that's unbelievable. I can't. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. It's amazing what the body can do, the human body. One of those, so I was in Florida earlier this week for our national conference. For dealing when you're on a broadband board, it's important to go and get continuing education. And one of the big things now, especially in the Midwest up here, northern plains, okay, is data centers and artificial intelligence. And this artificial intelligence is just going crazy. And now they're showing us different seminars, some things that it can be used for bad, especially like political ads. I know last year North Dakota tried to, I don't know if they passed it, but if it is AI generated, you have to say on the commercial, it is AI generated.
I think you're right. I think you're right on that.
And I think that's a good thing because there's so many wrong. I mean, here's a good thing. I know this is going to get into the outdoor side of things. I'll get there. All right. It's a long ways around. We landed, our Uber driver was from Puerto Rico. And he makes
Bad Bunny?
I don't know. What?
Yeah, the Super Bowl halftime guy, Bad Bunny, man. He's from Puerto Rico.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't watch Super Bowl anyway. I have no clue what you're talking about. The only Bad Bunny I go after is when I shoot one in the prairie dog town. So this guy, all he does is he does his own music through AI. So we had to listen to it. He translated both between Spanish and English. But then he pulled up. He's like, "You got to see it." It was an hour drive from the airport to our convention center, and so he had plenty of time of talking to us. But he took his dad died when he was like 6 or 7, so he took these old photos and he had AI clean them up, and then he had him talk, had the picture actually talk like his dad in his dad's voice, and so he has that playing on them. So it's crazy what AI can do. Right. I mean, it can bring back photos. It can clean them up. If you have a very pixelated photo, it can fix that, make it look better. And it's crazy.
Big time.
Yeah. So I wonder now when AI and the game cameras are going to start playing a big thing when you start seeing these AI apps coming out. And there's some of them coming out that are going to be just for sportsmen only, outdoor sports people only. I was told to be more politically correct and not say sportsmen or sports women.
Okay.
So I'm trying my best. All right. But you look how game cameras have changed over the years, Jamie, from just remember the old big square batteries and then D-cell batteries. And
I got a couple yet.
I threw all them out. And now I got one that sends pictures to my phone and that thing's outdated already.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you like? Somebody was trying to sell me on a Tacticam reveal yesterday. He's gonna let me borrow one. I'm gonna try just because I don't even know if I got service out at our place to where I'll get it. You
need
better than a cell phone.
Very, very little service.
Okay, maybe
very little service for these things to work. The only thing that I had to just take picture when anything came in, and that was wrong because I put it on I had a cow fall off a cliff last year and put it on the cow, and let me tell you. When it wakes you up at 10 o'clock at night and it gives you 1,100 photos of coyotes moving around.
Oh, my gosh.
There's settings you can get to, but here we'll talk more about that. We're already up against our first break here. I'll catch you on the phone side here. Coming up more on Dakota Prairie Outdoors. If you have questions, comments, I'm always taking those. We'll get into some political stuff here shortly and some more discussion. Keep it right here on Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. The Sorensen Ranch Production Sale, Wednesday, March 4th, 2 p.m. Central Time, Sydney Livestock, Sydney, Montana. They're your source for Sim Angus bulls that are bred for docility, longevity, fertility, and calves that'll push the scale down. Selling 60 Sim Angus bulls, 60 commercial open heifers, 10 bred aged cows, 10 open registered heifers, and 5 bred registered heifers. Call Lauren at 701-641-1140. Find them on Facebook or DV Auction for a full catalog. The Sorensen Ranch, your source for composite Simmental bulls. Sale day, March 4th, 2 p.m. Central in Sydney Livestock.
I'm Dale Falke with Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner in ag lending. With our deep understanding and appreciation for the Western way of life, we proudly accept, respect, and promote the values that define our community. Whether you're a farmer, rancher, or business owner, we are here to support your financial needs and help you thrive. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for all your banking needs.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Equal housing lender.
DK Red Angus Top Coming to Town production sale is Saturday, March 7, 1 p.m. Mountain Time, Sydney Livestock Auction, Sydney, Montana. Selling 60 purebred Red Angus bulls, 10 Angus sire bulls, 20 Simmental composite bulls, 50 registered purebred Red Angus heifers, and 3 groups of bred and open commercial heifers. You can bid online and watch for videos at DV Auction. Performance, calving ease, and good dispositions with the DK Red Angus Top Coming to Town sale. Saturday, March 7, 1 p.m. Mountain Time at Sydney Livestock Auction. Bowman Livestock Marketing, serving the tri-state area for all of your livestock marketing needs. Eastern Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota. You can be sure of great care for your cattle and top price at sale time. Call Austin Snook at 307-290-2161. That's 307-290-2161 for more information or just to talk cattle markets. You can also find them on Facebook and go to their website, bowmanlivestockmarketing.com.
If you're in the market for a Red Angus bull with performance, efficiency, and longevity, be sure to check out the 2026 private treaty offering from Dry Creek Ranch. Sons of Berenson Bollinger Propulsion, HXC Allegiance, Red U2 Nova, and more are up for grabs. We are committed to providing the highest quality genetics to help maximize your herd's productivity and long-term success. Stop in at the ranch to view the bulls and join us for our open house on March 7th, 2026 at 2 p.m. near Amadon. Check out our program at drycreekranchnd.com or view the private treaty offering on DV Auction.
Join Piper's Auctioneers for any one of these Piper's exclusive auction events. This spring, Piper's will offer over 18,000 acres of prime land across the upper Midwest, including a 7,000-acre working ranch on the North Dakota-Montana border. Also, marketing deadlines are soon approaching for Piper's March Upper Midwest live online auction and Piper's regional spring equipment auctions in Bowman, Sioux Falls, Steele, and Devils Lake. For more information, details, and online bidding on dozens of land and equipment auctions throughout the region, log on to pipers.com.
The 26th Annual LBS Angus Production Sale, March 11th, 2 p.m. Central Time, Sydney Livestock Auction. Offering 70 yearling bulls, 12 age advantage coming 2-year-olds, and 80 fancy replacement heifers. Sires include Styles Ambassador, Styles Jumbo, and BSF Resilient, along with others. Over 90% repeat buyers for the past 11 years, with bulls developed for the cattle producer on high roughage for their health and longevity. Contact Ryan or Butch Sorensen for more information or go to DV Auction. LBS Annual Production Sale, March 11th, 2 p.m. Central, Sydney Livestock. MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Mo Rest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Western Frontier Insurance, agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or talking animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered with price in mind. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, Wilton, Bowman, and Hettinger. Welcome back, everybody. It's a Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Heard all across the Dakota Territory. Glad to have you along here again this morning. Jamie Brecht with Guns or 701 Nation is with me here this morning. There's all kinds of things, you guys, in your 701 stuff. You have to include your friends in South Dakota. You know.
Well, I appreciate my friends who listen from South Dakota.
Yeah, I thought you had a sponsor from South Dakota too. And then you go and call it the 701. I don't know what you should be calling it. You should be calling it the 1306.
Well, Guns in the 701 does have heck, I think they got 3 sponsors from the 605. So
that's what I'm saying is you got to call it the 1306 now and just update it, because every time I see you make a new Facebook page because you get kicked off so many times.
Oh, I had to change my personal one to 701 Nation because for whatever reason, Facebook would not let me use the 701 numbers.
Yeah. Right.
So I had to actually spell it out, and I'm trying to get them to change it. 7OH1 Nation on Facebook, but yeah, I'm not even looking for sponsors as of right now, Scott. It's probably going to be an epic fail, but all I have is the QR code, and people can go on there and do a monthly payment to
like a donation type thing, or
yeah, you can do it one time. I mean, I prefer they do it obviously monthly, and I got a couple people did it right away. One guy, I didn't even know he knew of the show, and he didn't.
Well, good.
Like, hey, all right, man.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it costs us money to do these programs. I mean, the equipment is not easy and cheap, and it's definitely not free to get online. Before we go here, Levi Nelson messaged me. He says, "Don't forget tonight, 5 p.m. Central Time. I'm guessing, and it goes until they're done. TDK Safaris, African Safari Experience Night. I believe this is at his place here, 1706 12th Ave Southeast in Mandan. So if you're interested in ever hunting in Africa, there's a couple of guys or a guy coming over here and explaining what they do and how they get in on it and the cost of everything. And so there you go. When you get back from your volleyball games, you can go down and drink all of Levi's alcohol for him. So
I forgot to mention that for him on a live stream I did last week, and I was going to try and get it in when I was on with Todd, but when me and Todd get going, it's hard to squeeze anything in. So,
well, that's why they come to me, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. So, I got all these tabs open. So first, I want to update mountain lion season tonight in Custer is the mountain lion banquet going on. I was headed down that way, but neighbor has a fundraiser tonight. He came down with cancer, so I'm heading in local here to stay here and help with that auction. And the mountain lion total in South Dakota is 18 total, 12 females, 6 males. It's been slower this year because of no snow. It's very hard to hunt them in the Black Hills with no snow or any time. But the mountain lion banquet is tonight in Custer. And I think John Armin's heading down there. No, Shelby's going to be down. Her fiance, boyfriend, whatever you want to call him, got one of the biggest cats here so far. Wow, second the largest one, 123 pounder here just a couple weeks or last week. So, so I know they'll expect to see you down that way. Now, I want to talk about. I got 7 minutes, and we can go into the second half about the chronic waste disease test results in North Dakota came out. And for our listeners in South Dakota, this has been a big fight up here. There's people going around trying to explain. Now, they've been tested, they've been sampled. These are all animals and deer that have been handed in by hunters. So the deer wasn't sick. It didn't look sick. It was perfectly healthy. The hunter shot it. They put the head into the collection thing. And however they do it, 16 of them came up with detected with CWD. And then you talk on the other side, look it up on Facebook, chronic waste dis-ease. And you can look at that, and they have more information that just because it's tested positive doesn't mean they actually had it, because there's some prions. I mean, it's a big mess, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a big fight up here right now. And say 16, even if you believe in it. So 16 tested positive, Jamie.
Yep.
But they were all shot by hunters. There were none that it didn't affect them any other shape or form.
Yeah, when I saw that, I thought of that right away. I'm glad you said that, because I was curious if the people who shot them thought they looked, because the videos they show you, like they're staggering around like they just drank a 175 of Fireball or something, right? But I mean, obviously they look like normal deer.
I can dance the best of them after a 175 of Fireball. I don't look sick at all.
If they just look normal, then they got CWD, the prion, and there's nothing's wrong with them. And what's the big deal?
Well, it's been around for a long time. I mean, Colorado's been having CWD testing since the 60s, I think, 50s, 60s when they first detected it down there. Nothing, but the whole big thing is, it's a big scare thing. It's like, oh, CWD, they got to be sick. They're going to die, but they don't die. The hunter shot him. The hunter shot him.
Have they ever found a dead one and then tested it and said, yeah, this said CWD in it?
Well, I think they found one, but even at that one, I think there was like some. Oh, I think
who knows if the coyotes got it or something.
I don't. Yeah, but I think somebody or a group had them try to test it, and when the testing came back, it actually could not prove that it died from CWD. So I don't know how this works. Here's the thing that really gets me though, is you got CWD and then you have EHD. And EHD kills 1,000 deer at a time across a big sweep, whether you're North or South Dakota. You've heard of blue tongue or EHD. I know they're probably not the same, but that's what everybody calls them. It's like back straps and back loins. Whatever. All right.
I call it blue tongue.
Yeah, and I say EHD. But anyway, I've seen that kill a lot of deer, and I run across them fencing especially down on the river about 4 years ago or whatever it was. Holy moly! Every 10 feet there was a dead deer. And it made the mule deer just sick, and it they were having a hard time reproducing, and the antelope, and everybody says the elk are doing plumb fine. It looks like here, but you got 16 that have been tested or found positive out of, I don't know, tested 1,224 animals, 16 tested positive. 1,224 EHD can take that in a week. And for me, I'm very curious. Why does nobody talk about, doing something about EHD, but everybody talks about CWD as being the killer of things?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like most things, I mean, there's got to be somebody's getting paid for it somewhere. It's got to be that way, right?
That's what Brian says here. No federal money to study EHD. But why? But tell me why. I mean, it's killing more deer. Why isn't there federal money to study that?
Yeah, you'd think they'd come up with something like the midge, right? That midge is what does it.
Right, that's what, they found out why. Okay, so if that's the case, then is there a way to, spray something to kill that midge? That's safe around water, right? It's usually in the water sources and everything.
At least knock the midge population down so you don't lose 1,000 deer and you lose 500, you know what I mean?
Well, is there something in mineral that, we put out for our cows? Last year, I had medicated mineral for my cows, and I had 0 pink eye, 0 foot rot or hoof rot or whatever you want to call it. I had zero. It was the best breed up I've ever had in my life. I had about 3% open, which I've never had ever.
Wow.
Right. And everybody's, well, you're pumping them chemicals. I'm like, it's just medication into them. Is there something we can put out for deers and feeders or anything that spread it out that we could help them?
That's a great question.
I don't know.
Has anybody ever brought that up to Game and Fish?
I don't know. I'm sure they hear. I'm sure they hear it, but how do you know? I mean, but the only way you'd do it is you'd have to work with the deer farmers to produce something that would work with that. And I just don't think a lot of people, you got the DIY guys. They don't want to work with deer farmers and high fence on. That's a whole nother thing. We'll get into that. We're already against our next break already. Stay with me, Jamie. We're going to stir this pot like you get the spoon out, man. Get the cast iron spoon or get the one that's on the wall that my mom had when growing up, the fork and the spoon. We're going to stir this up next on Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. The Sorensen Ranch Production Sale, Wednesday, March 4th, 2 p.m. Central Time, Sydney Livestock, Sydney, Montana. They're your source for Sim Angus bulls that are bred for docility, longevity, fertility, and calves that'll push the scale down. Selling 60 Sim Angus bulls, 60 commercial open heifers, 10 bred aged cows, 10 open registered heifers, and 5 bred registered heifers. Call Lauren at 701-641-1140. Find them on Facebook or DV Auction for a full catalog. The Sorensen Ranch, your source for composite Simmental bulls. Sale day, March 4th, 2 p.m. Central in Sydney Livestock.
I'm Dale Paulke with Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner in ag lending. With our deep understanding and appreciation for the Western way of life, we proudly accept, respect, and promote the values that define our community. Whether you're a farmer, rancher, or business owner, we are here to support your financial needs and help you thrive. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for all your banking needs.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Equal housing lender.
DK Red Angus Top Coming to Town production sale is Saturday, March 7, 1 p.m. Mountain Time, Sydney Livestock Auction, Sydney, Montana. Selling 60 purebred Red Angus bulls, 10 Angus sire bulls, 20 Simmental composite bulls, 50 registered purebred Red Angus heifers, and 3 groups of bred and open commercial heifers. You can bid online and watch for videos at DV Auction. Performance, calving ease, and good dispositions with the DK Red Angus Top Coming to Town sale. Saturday, March 7, 1 p.m. Mountain Time at Sydney Livestock Auction. Bowman Livestock Marketing, serving the tri-state area for all of your livestock marketing needs. Eastern Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota. You can be sure of great care for your cattle and top price at sale time. Call Austin Snook at 307-290-2161. That's 307-290-2161 for more information or just to talk cattle markets. You can also find them on Facebook and go to their website, bowmanlivestockmarketing.com.
If you're in the market for a Red Angus bull with performance, efficiency, and longevity, be sure to check out the 2026 private treaty offering from Dry Creek Ranch. Sons of Berenson Bollinger Propulsion, HXC Allegiance, Red U2 Nova, and more are up for grabs. We are committed to providing the highest quality genetics to help maximize your herd's productivity and long-term success. Stop in at the ranch to view the bulls and join us for our open house on March 7th, 2026 at 2 p.m. near Amadon. Check out our program at drycreekranchnD.com or view the private treaty offering on DV Auction.
Join Piper's Auctioneers for any one of these Piper's exclusive auction events. This spring, Piper's will offer over 18,000 acres of prime land across the upper Midwest, including a 7,000-acre working ranch on the North Dakota-Montana border. Also, marketing deadlines are soon approaching for Piper's March Upper Midwest live online auction and Piper's regional spring equipment auctions in Bowman, Sioux Falls, Steele, and Devils Lake. For more information, details, and online bidding on dozens of land and equipment auctions throughout the region, log on to pipers.com.
The 26th Annual LBS Angus Production Sale, March 11th, 2 p.m. Central Time, Sydney Livestock Auction. Offering 70 yearling bulls, 12 age advantage coming 2-year-olds, and 80 fancy replacement heifers. Sires include Styles Ambassador, Styles Jumbo, and BSF Resilient, along with others. Over 90% repeat buyers for the past 11 years, with bulls developed for the cattle producer on high roughage for their health and longevity. Contact Ryan or Butch Sorensen for more information or go to DV Auction. LBS Annual Production Sale, March 11th, 2 p.m. Central, Sydney Livestock. MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Western Frontier Insurance, agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or talking animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered with price in mind. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, Wilton, Bowman, and Hettinger.
Don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. Dakota Prairie Outdoors on a Saturday morning here. A little dusting of snow here in the Badlands and North Dakota side. More towards the Bismarck area. No reports of anything in the Pierre area. So I thought that storm system was supposed to head that way, but we'll see what goes on here today. I think we got another 24 hours of something going around the area. Jamie Breck's my guest here with 701 The Nation. And let me tell you what, Jamie. Okay, so as I left the going into the break, I said, grab the wooden fork and spoon off of the wall of your grandmother, mom's, and dad's house. Do you even remember that, or are you too young?
Oh no, I'm older than you, so yeah, I remember I got that across the rear end more than once. So
I almost every house that I've ever been into, growing up as a kid had that. It was either the fork and spoon wooden thing hanging on the
Yep.
wall, or
Yep.
in my area, it was a little poster with two kids and two babies in bib overalls looking at each other, say, "You been farming long?"
Same one as in my grandma's house.
He
Yep,
still has it?
exactly the one yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep, that was been there for years at her place for sure. My aunt and uncle's place now, but yep.
All right. Well, what was I ranting
So let me,
about?
hey, before you go on, you were talking about your CWD.
Yeah.
And there's a popular hunting show I like to watch, a man and a woman on Outdoor Channel. And he was hunting mule deer and watching one, and then he passed on this one, and then he found the head the next spring there, and he claimed it died from CWD. And I was looking at it, and I'm going, you didn't even turn the brain in. How do you know it died? Because he must have heard like CWD was in the area on mule deer. But he claimed it died from CWD, and I'm going, you didn't even turn in because that's what you turn in is the head, right, in the brain.
Yeah, you got to have like spinal column in the head. Yeah.
Yeah. I could see the head wasn't even, it was one piece yet, and the nose was chewed off and that. But he, of course, to him, it was CWD killed it, which I was pretty disappointed in because I do enjoy their show. They hunt a lot of mule deer on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going, sure. Yeah, it was CWD. Sure, buddy.
Well, I think that, that's, I believe, is what everybody's conditioned to think.
Yeah. Oh, for sure they are.
Right. I mean, that's what they're conditioned to think. And I don't know if a lot of areas get EHD like we do. I mean, I just don't, I guess I haven't really looked either, but we have I mean, if you think, I looked at the drought monitor page the other day from the USDA, and North and South Dakota has, we're just fine going into this spring. And I'm like, really? I got cracks in our driveway. The ground is cracking right now, and I don't think we're as wet as people think. But I think our weather changes so much in this area. But like you said, maybe it's just this area that midge has that benefit to lay eggs.
Yeah, because that's when it happens, right? Like in drought years, mostly they say, and then it comes out of the mud by the creeks and the stock downs.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. I've heard that one as well. But all right, let's move on. Are you ready?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready.
You and your corner crossings in Wyoming.
Yeah.
Nothing frustrates me more than looking at some of these things. So I whenever I hear about something in Wyoming, I go to Cowboy State Daily website.
Yeah, great website.
Good website. They tell you what's going on here. And just 2 days ago they started this back up again. They're not they're trying to get it passed statewide because they don't want to listen to what even the landowners and the hunters, they are both against it. Some hunters are for it, some are against it. Some landowners are for it, some are against it. And what it comes down to, if you guys haven't heard this, is years ago, there was some out-of-state hunters came into Wyoming, and they were just going to stay on private or public property, and it's all checkerboarded in a lot of areas. And as it is in North and South Dakota with BLM and Forest Service. Montana, same thing. There's checkerboards of that around here. It happens right here at the ranch. And if you want to go from one, say federal or whatever you want to call it, I don't say public land because the Forest Service is very adamant at saying that me as a public person have to pay to use it and everybody else don't have to. So anyway, going from one corner to the next corner, and these guys, evidently there was a fence and they brought a ladder and they put a ladder over the top and they went from corner to corner, from public to public land. And the landowner lost his stuff and just went crazy on them. Said they actually were in the private property and all this. Now they want, this bill is looking like you got to mark every single corner where public and private touch, every corner. So if you have 160 acre, 1/4 plots checkerboarded, you're going to have to do this throughout your entire pasture. And they're expecting the landowners to do it. That I'm not for.
I'm not for that.
Okay.
Not to put it all on the landowner. I'm not for that.
Yeah.
For sure. But so what happened, right? It went to court, and the people who were corner crossing won.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of the big ranch, but he wanted it to go to a higher court, and they didn't, and they just kind of acted like it was settled law now, and that's why they're trying to pass a bill to make it legal.
Yeah, exactly. And it started the ranch. I have it right here. I pulled it up here. The Iron Bar Holdings LLC company.
There you go. Yep.
Okay. Now, I don't know if that ranch, that land is owned by an investor or not. I have no idea. It's usually the investors that have a hard time with some of this. They catch it, they show up to their fancy property for the weekend and they see this going
Yeah.
on, right? And I can
Right.
see the people that live there all their life having an issue with this too.
Yep.
And it's something
Agreed.
that's going to be an issue until I don't know. I mean, you look at some of these ranches, I mean, they have a lot of, you look at my winter pasture, there's a lot of Forest Service property in that thing and it's huge. Is everything marked? No, it's not. Now the Cowboy State Daily, they're saying, well, maybe, with all the technology today, the hunters should know where they're at. Well, they should know,
Yeah.
but do they know how to read a map to begin with? And secondly, the borders on those digital, whether it's Onyx or Base Map or whatever you're using, Google Maps, they're not 100% accurate exactly where you're at. Out in this country, our fence lines don't follow section lines. They follow where we can get up and down canyons and around things to be able to get there. So if they say, well, I followed the fence line, well, then you for sure trespassed because you were half a mile into private property, right? And well, we can't get through that canyon. We can't walk. I know, but the rule is you got to stay on that side. And that's where it's going to be an issue depending on, especially the terrain and topography of that property.
So my question: how did they ever get? Why would you ever get land locked like that if it's public land? Why would they ever even let it get that way?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because I can tell you a great example. Because we had a court case here many, many years ago in North Dakota. Same thing going through our place. You've been to my place.
Yeah.
In order to get to the federal stuff north, you have to either stop, walk the section line. It's not landlocked. It's locked from maybe driving to it, but you can walk the section line. And everybody's like, well, that's a long ways. Yeah, it is a long ways. Well, if I get an elk up there, that's a mile and a half. I got to drag the elk. Yep, it is. Yeah. Absolutely. It is not landlocked. If they, North Dakota has section line, you can still walk the section line. Yep, you can. Absolutely. But you got to drag your animal back out of that too.
Oh, they make carts for that.
They do. But I will challenge you to get that cart through half of the property, more than that, 90% of the property on section lines out here. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's why I think the landowner relationship is more important than sitting there and going, wow, we don't have to talk to him. We can legally go from corner to corner. Absolutely, you can. I'm not saying you can't. But a stop at that Iron Bar LLC Holdings, whatever, and just sitting there and talking with them a little bit and saying, you know what, we have an elk tag. 3 months from now, we'd really like to get up in this area. Is there any way we can work with you to do this? And he says, yeah, or maybe he says, heck no. Well, okay, then we're going to bring our ladder and corner cross. I have no problem with that. I just think that people are missing the relationship side of this whole thing.
So isn't there a way you could like land swap with the government or something?
In the 80s, they did that. I'm just speaking on Forest Service property. Yes. Here's what I think. I think that would be a great thing. Can they still do it? I'm not sure. I haven't served on the Grazing Association for quite a few years. I haven't brought that up to them. But from what I heard is they wanted to swap like property. And that gets very difficult when you have an area that's got a lot of forested area in the Badlands to where property that would make sense to bundle it together. So, because there's a road that goes right to it for the Forest Service, right? And that doesn't have any trees on it like that stuff does. So I think that creates a little bit of an issue there. But I think, yes, it would be great to do a little bit of land swap cleared up. However, I think that only works on some places. Yeah. And, we don't have very much Forest Service property included in this ranch. There's only about 800 acres of it. Is it worth swapping that out to close up and make sure somebody else has access to something? I don't know. I really don't know. Some of it, yes. Some of it, probably not. But you got to remember, too, some of these ranches are located so far off the beaten path, and especially Wyoming,
Right.
that no, it probably doesn't make sense to do any swap out. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, my main thing with that is if it's public land, I mean, there's got to be a way to access it. I mean,
Not all
and
of
I
it.
know some.
I mean, you can always walk to it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if that's the way you got to do it, and then I know some people are making arguments. What if somebody's handicapped and then they can't? They're not going to do a corner crossing hop. And
if somebody's handicapped, they got to find a different way. All right.
Yeah.
If I lost my legs in an accident, I would realize that there's certain things that I probably couldn't do anymore.
Agreed.
Then there's options for those people. There's options to get them into certain place, and honestly, that's not a problem. I think anybody with a heart in their body would be able to make that work for them.
Right.
But if you just want to DIY it and not talk to anybody and just say to heck with landowners, that's where I think the problem comes. I really think that that's an issue. That's not being, I don't think anybody's looking at that side. When you hear access, hey, can I have access to your driveway? I want to drive my vehicle to your driveway. I think that access has become driving into anymore.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
I don't believe that people, when they say, well, I have access to this, that means I'm going to walk 5 miles and hike everything in. I don't believe that they believe that's access anymore. And it is. Walking is still getting access. I
agree. And I mean, a lot of these guys want to quote, or lack of a better term, a real hunter. I mean, you should want to walk in and do it that way, right?
Say that again.
I said, a lot of these guys, for lack of a better term, I'm a real hunter. I said, they should want to walk in and do it that way and pack it out instead of driving up to it with their side-by-side or something.
Well, you'd think so.
I mean, I love driving up to mine with the side-by-side and putting it in there.
Well, yeah, it's a lot easier, eh?
Yeah.
Hydraulics over hernias any day.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Loading mine up, it did sting a little bit this fall when I got it. But...
Well, you're getting hernia surgery. Go figure.
Right? Yeah. Give me that deer mesh when you put it in there. Lifting deer into the back of it.
I got some chicken wire they can use to mesh you up right there. Dug that out of the yard here the other day.
Chicken wire. Oh, yeah. Maybe I need a little smaller than that. It's about the size of a chicken wire hole, actually. But
so one last thing I'm going to put in here about a lot of these that I was reading into a few other things about the corner crossing is the sponsors of the bills. And when you look into them, and I say this with any program that any farmer or rancher thinks that they're going to do on their property that coincides with any organization, look into it a little bit more and find out where that money's coming from. And when you dig into it a little bit, and I'll talk to you off air about this a little bit too, is where some of the money's coming from to sponsor this bill is coming from people that are 100% against agriculture. And there's a reason they're sponsoring and pushing money and pushing advertising into this is that's their whole sole job. They probably never hunt a day in their life, but they sit behind a computer and they make sure money's available for public, right? And that's all the way it goes. So that's all I got to say about that.
So did you, when you were looking at it? I haven't looked into it in a couple of weeks, but I mean, are these bills advancing out of the committees or anything?
Holy moly.
Really? Let me see if this connection.
Well, you're back good. You're good now, but you're
okay.
Yeah.
I said, I haven't looked into it in a few weeks. Have these bills come out? Have they advanced out of committees or anything?
No, like they're still working on them. They're still working on the wording of everything here. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they're working on right now. Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. All right. Now, on a high note, did you get in for turkey hunting this year?
You know what? Honestly, Scott, I did. I haven't put in for turkey for years because a couple of times I did and got a tag. I really didn't even go. I kind of.
All right. So
I'm not much for turkey hunting, honestly.
I understand that. I do. But I was talking to one of the, where was I? Somewhere in South Dakota. think it was the Wall area. Talking to a
Mhm.
couple guys from Golden West Communications down in that area, and some of the guys they got some pretty good ranches down that way too. And the amount of turkeys in their area are coming in and pooping on their haystack and their feeds, and some of the cows, that is a chance of getting coccidiosis in their cattle.
Yep.
And a lot of folks don't realize how important it is, not only coyotes, but get out there and shoot turkeys too. And I don't know what South Dakota, I haven't looked into theirs. North Dakota have a lot of leftover tags. And I believe get those tags, get some of those extra ones and help your landowners out and anybody who has cattle. And because there's a reason they call them dirty birds.
Right. And I will bet you chances are pretty high if you ask a landowner to take care of his turkey population, he'd be more than happy to.
Absolutely.
He or she would be more than happy, because you said we're going more PC now. He or she would be more happy to let you on their land.
Hey, there's a lot of gal ranchers, man, and there's some tough girls out there.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
I'm speaking on behalf of Slope County, but I'm sure there are tough ones all over the place
Don't women's hockey team me here.
Oh yeah, the hockey women won, the guys won in the Olympics, didn't they? That's right.
Yeah. Well, I was saying that because some of the women's hockey team got mad at Trump for the comment that I could not understand why they got mad about it, but whatever. I guess I'm a knuckle dragger, so.
People can find any reason to get mad nowadays.
Yeah, I think they just didn't like him to begin with, and they just thought that was a great idea.
That's fine. It is what it is,
So
And I just watched that. What was that one Democrat that went up and shook Trump's hand at the end of the?
Fetterman. John Fetterman. From
What I saw his comment. He says, no matter what, he's still your president, and all that. I didn't watch any of that union speech because it just turns into, it's like people yelling stuff. That's not. That's what they used.
Right.
That's what, like England. That's what I picture that going on over there.
or Argentina or something where it escalates to a fist fight. I had it on, and I didn't pay a whole lot. I'm 100% Trump guy, so whatever he said, I was going to agree with anyways. It's just like when Biden was on, I had it on, but I got worked up right away, so I quit listening. Because I'm pretty much anything he says, basically, I'm against. But if I was invited to the White House when he was there, I probably would have went.
Absolutely. It's an honor to get invited by any president, I think, to get into that level. But there's a reason you get worked up so much. Is any of this connecting to why you have to have hernia surgery? Come on, man. Put two and two together here.
I don't know.
See, you're already getting worked up. So we got.
I vehemently disagree with pretty much everything Democrats say, and I can easily argue with anybody about why I do and make my case. So, but then,
All right. Well, we got a couple things quick. It says one says, I need a tag to go after turkey. What? What else here? Let me see. One text here. I'm going to the Mountain Lion Banquet tonight from South Dakota here. Would have been nice to meet you. Yeah, Joe, I wish I could have been too, but I'm going to be here from my neighbor. Jamie, thank you for coming on to the program. Appreciate it so much.
My pleasure.
Stay with me. We'll do a little after show here and go from there. If you want more information, you can find my program in all these radio stations all around you. Have yourself a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy the Mountain Lion Banquet. I wish I could be there. Eat some meat, drink some milk, wear wool and fur, and support your farmers and ranchers on a daily basis. Private land is the key. There's going to be some people mad at that one.
I figured out what that noise was when I was moving. My cord was rubbing up and down on the zipper on my hoodie.
Oh, like a union speech. I have no union with any of them. I didn't listen to any of it. Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm pretty much agreed with everything Trump was saying. What bugs me is when they always got to get up and clap. Well, no matter if it's my side or theirs, I'm like,
stand up stuff.
Get it over with, and that is so. And they could cut that speech in half if they got rid of all the applause. And
here's the thing: one of the best seminars I went to in Florida the Monday or Tuesday. And this guy was discussing, it was about board of directors and boardrooms and how you conduct yourself as a board of director. And the first thing he says is like, and he was a great speaker, just a really, really good speaker. And it's like, how long do you, first off, how often do you meet? Once a month. Yeah, about 3/4 of the people raise their hand. Every other month, couple people every, quarterly, once a year. And there were some people that only meet once a year on their company. I'm like, that is crazy, right?
Wow.
And then he says,
Yeah.
how long do your board meetings last? Is it 4 hours or longer? And there was a whole bunch of people that raised their hand. And he says 2 to 3 hours. That's about what ours last, about 2 hours to 3 hours, depending. And he says, okay, he says, here's the issue. The most important stuff you're going to talk about happens from anywhere up to 60 minutes to 90 minutes. If you
Yep.
can't explain and get things done within 60 to 90 minutes, you are an inefficient board or you have an inefficient chairman. And when I watch any of that stuff where they stand up and clap, and then they sit down and stand up, and then you got the protesters and all this kind of stuff, I'm like, why do you even have a crowd? Just get on, say your stuff, leave. And you'll be done in 40 minutes. Done.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't agree with you. I was thinking,
don't need the protesters. You don't need the supporters. You don't need all the clapping or the
Right.
yelling or screaming signs and all that stuff. It's just stupid. Just get on with it.
It is. And when you're talking about meetings, I would think having more, like you said, more shorter meetings would be the better option there anyways, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I got to sit somewhere for 4 hours and just listen to people talk and look at slide presentations or something. I'll be honest with you, I'm going to lose my train of thought and my concentration on that.
There's a reason since I don't know whenever, it was after like Bach and Beethoven and all that, when music started to be anywhere about 3 to 3.5 minutes long. There's a reason a song is that long.
Yeah.
That's your attention span.
Right.
Every good motivational speaker will switch the topic every 3 to 3.5 minutes, because that's as long as you need to hear a topic being talked for.
Yeah.
Done, switch it and go on to something else. Which I try to do that, and it all depends on what we're talking about, of course. But
if you're talking something longer, and I mean you got enough energy in it and it's interesting,
right,
you make it
right.
Then
But for some people, that energy is gone after 3 minutes.
I agree. Agreed. 15 seconds for some of them.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you when Riley was on, he said he didn't have too many coyotes at this place, huh?
No, he says there was hardly any coyotes up there.
So last time I was up at the farm, man, I was up at night, and that was the most coyotes howling I've ever heard in my life. And the next day, a neighbor came down, Tanner. Him and I went out, and we weren't even looking for coyotes. We were just going to go out, check my hunting shack, and kind of drive through the pasture. We saw 7 coyotes. I did miss one. I shot offhand at it. It was like 270 yards, and then I missed another one offhand. And at any rate, 7 coyotes. I mean, just from driving around. So he went out that night and then did end up getting one. But all the Rileys must be at our place. So I told Tanner he's got to start night hunting more out there.
Well, that's what. Yeah, I can see that. They move around. I got a favor to ask you here. I got to find it first.
What about how's your porcupine population doing? Man, they came back with a vengeance at our place.
They came with ours too. We got a lot of strip cheese way up on top. You should see Dixie and I took a little cruise through the little forest here, the pines here the other day. Holy moly. When you start looking at how many trees the elk have rubbed up,
really?
It is just unbelievable. So where they're going to be next year during rut. I mean, it is very easy to.
What kind of trees do they rub on?
Pine trees, man. They'll rub them.
They like pines.
They'll go up 20 feet up on those things.
What, your muleys ain't coming back? You're not seeing any more muleys?
Well, some of the muleys are rubbing, but they're on smaller, but these are like 12-inch round pine trees that are stripped. I mean, it ain't a deer doing it, I'll tell you that.
I was porcupines every once in a while. I think of that when I get one or I see one. And first time I came with Scott and Clay and Scott's father-in-law, and there was a porcupine out in some buffalo berries. And Scott, you had that AR-15, and then he was hanging in the tree, and you shot a couple times, and you're like, "Am I even hitting him?" I, yeah, the meat's coming out the back of him. Keep going, and then you pumped a few more rounds, and he dropped out of the tree.
That's damn thing. Oh,
they're tough suckers.
they are.
They're
They're just
tough.
like a little hog. Are you going to be? Where is this? Holy cow! At the Are you going to be around Saturday, March 14th in Bismarck, Mandan area? Or do you got stuff
Should
going on?
Yeah, I should be around.
Okay. So they're having a Mandan Eagles, Ross Glass here, G&G Auctioneers having a huge gun sale. Gun auction.
Yeah, I've been over there. Yeah.
Okay. The guy that is selling all of his is from Dickinson, and I'm not interested in any of the guns. And I'm not sure. I'll let you know, but there is some silver, and I think they're going to do this at the end of the sale, so I don't know when that's going to be. But I'll call if you're willing to bid on some silver for me, and maybe one rifle. I haven't seen anything really I'm super excited about, in the handguns or anything, but I would really, really, really like to set up a separate rifle just for my night vision stuff.
Yeah, let me know.
Okay.
I won't have nothing to do anyways. I'll still be recovering with the mesh.
Smash. Yeah. Sounds good.
So, do you ever shoot that? Speaking of auctions and guns, I know I ask you this on a regular basis, but do you ever shoot that 6.5 you bought there?
I'm setting it up now. I'm getting it all set up here with my new Burr 6 on there.
What kind of can you running on it?
I'm just going to use my Lane LLC.
Okay.
Spin it off.
Oh, you got a 30?
Yeah, spin it off of one and put it on there. I want to get a different one, a more caliber specific, and I'm just working on it. I just have to get down to Rapid and get it ordered.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I never noticed any difference on that when I did that.
I did on like the 22-250 is when I realized it was a lot louder using a 30 caliber can.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
That's where I noticed it.
Yeah. I'd like to try that. I know people say they're not accurate, but I mean, it can give you a measure of the difference of the sound meters on your iPhone or whatever. And I wouldn't mind trying that with the caliber specific, and then just put like a 30 cal on. Because I got a 30 cal on my 222 that I always use at Ruger Predator, and that thing's so quiet it blows my mind. But
I don't think like a 223, and I think that's fine. But for some reason, when I put it on my 22-250, I was like, that is still barky in my ears. Question comes up here on YouTube. It says from Dead Wolf Resistance. Excuse me. So, Jamie, you agree with all that Epstein redacted files, as well as seeing you agreeing with everything Trump says?
Well, there's reasons a lot of that stuff is redacted. If you listen to attorneys, they'll tell you some of the cases are still being litigated with the names, and some of them are protected. I'm not saying there's nothing being covered up. There's something covered up in everything, right?
Like all the time.
they just released 2.5 million pages of the stuff. I mean, I don't know the inner workings. I'm not like this huge conspiracy theory guy. Do I think there's some fishy stuff in there? Obviously, there is to me. But I mean, am I mad at Trump because he won't just open it up and tell the people who, like the women who say, say the accusers. The accusers want to know the names of the people. Well, you can go out and say the names of the people who you said abused you. You can do that, right?
Yep.
There's nothing that says you can, unless you were paid. Because a lot of them names they redact, they were paid not to ever. What do they call that when they pay you like legal hush money? The name of it. I mean, a lot of them redacted names. They received millions of dollars not to say the names of people and then reveal anything. So, if you're thinking Trump's like this big crooked guy in the Epstein files, I'm not on board with that. I mean, the guy's so famous and so many people know him. Where's the pictures and video of it then? Right? I mean, just because you said his name, somebody can say I did something too, but if there's nothing to prove it, and if they don't they want people to go to jail, Scott, here's another thing I will say quick. I want to see arrests. Well, you got to have proof to arrest somebody and put them in jail and try them in a court of law. If you don't actually have proof, Do I think some of these people are guilty? Obviously, it looks plain as in plain sight that they are. But if you can't prove it, you can't arrest them. Then if Trump arrests them, guess what? See, I told you he was a Nazi.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
They'll
a
say that
lose-lose
anyway.
for him with a lot of people.
They'll say that
that's what I
anyway.
mean. It's a lose-lose for him on that thing. So, I
think one of the
I don't know how many,
best things I've seen is Trump should say, well, any illegal alien, we're going to let you, if you vote Republican, we'll give you a citizenship. And watch the Democrats want to get all of them out of the country.
That's a great idea right there. Trump should do that. Yeah. Governor Armstrong, if you're listening, and I know you got Trump's number, go ahead and tell him that. Let's see if that works. That's great. I like that idea. You come up with some good ones there. I like that.
I got one I have to say off the YouTube. I got one for you. So, so we're going to say goodbye to YouTube. Thank you guys. Appreciate everything here. I'm going to end the stream.